If you want to keep narcissists out of your life, you need to figure out which of these 7 vulnerabilities they're exploiting to get in. The first is feeling like you're not good enough. This is because it makes you crave validation. And in the beginning of a narcissistic relationship, they often use a tactic called mirroring. This is when they reflect your identity back to you. If you like something, they like it too. If you talk a certain way, they talk that way too. They do this with almost everything about you. And it's such a validating experience because it feels like you finally found someone who truly sees and accepts the real you. The second vulnerability is trying to avoid conflict by keeping everyone happy. Narcissists see this as an open invitation. They push their way into your life and, like a parasite, start sucking the life out of you. I'm talking about your time, energy, space, money, even your health. And they just keep going, knowing you won't stop them. Because doing so would trigger the one thing you're trying to avoid: conflict. The third vulnerability is always putting the needs of others ahead of your own. Narcissists see your willingness to give as a green light to take. They'll pretend to be someone who needs your help. They'll tell you stories about how everyone else abandoned them. They'll cry about how no one has ever truly understood or supported them. And if you're ever not available or try to set a boundary, watch out. Because they'll make you feel like a bad person for not being there. They'll compare you to all the horrible people who've let them down in the past. And before you know it, your entire life is revolving around them. The fourth vulnerability is trying to earn love by doing things for others. Narcissists pick up on this fast. They string you along with bits of approval when you do things that benefit them. This manipulates you into tying your worth to how useful you are. So instead of asking, "Is this fair?" you start asking, "Did I do enough?" And this is a huge problem because with a narcissist, it's never enough. It's like running a race where the finish line keeps moving. Every time you think you're finally done enough to earn their love, they move the line. So you keep running, hoping that if you just try harder, you'll finally reach it. But you never do. The fifth vulnerability is needing to feel needed. A narcissist will create situations where they always seem to need your help. They'll act like they can't manage their emotions, responsibilities, or life without you. And that makes you feel important. It gives you a sense of purpose, like you're the one who can save them. But that's exactly how they hook you. Because the more your self-worth depends on being needed, the more control they have. You start ignoring your own thoughts, feelings, and needs just to be there for them. And you stay, even when you're completely drained, because walking away would feel like you're failing both them and yourself. The sixth vulnerability is having a history of unhealthy relationships. When you've grown up in or experienced a bunch of unhealthy dynamics, your understanding of what's normal in relationships gets twisted. You might expect shouting, the silent treatment, or guilt tripping anytime there's conflict. You might feel wrong or selfish for saying no or trying to set a boundary. You might believe secrecy, lies, and manipulation are just part of being close to someone. Or you might even automatically blame yourself when things go wrong. Narcissists love people with this kind of background because they don't have to break down your defenses since they're already worn down. And that makes it easier for them to step into a position of power and control in your life. The seventh vulnerability is feeling responsible for fixing other people's problems. Narcissists are fundamentally unwilling and unable to take responsibility for their actions. So when you show up ready to calm them down, solve their problems, or hold everything together, they don't appreciate your generosity. They exploit it. They might talk about how no one's ever really understood them. They might open up about past trauma or how badly they've been treated. Or they might say things like, "I just need someone who won't give up on me." And because you feel responsible for their well-being, you don't see someone who might be taking advantage of you. You see someone who's hurting. So you step in. Your support becomes their safety net. Your empathy becomes their escape from accountability. And that's how they gain access to your life. If you have any of the vulnerabilities we talked about today, there's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to change who you are. You just need to set boundaries around your vulnerabilities so they can't be exploited anymore. If you'd like help doing this, my team and I host free sessions all week, and you can also text me anytime. There's a link in the description with all the details. Thank you for coming. This was the Unfiltered Narcissistic Partners Podcast. My name is Juliana, your guide to overcoming the effects of narcissistic abuse, and I can't wait to connect with you in a future episode.